This generation is absolutely insane. I had the urge to download the Terralith mod again, which makes the generation adds like I don't even know how many biomes, at least over 20. I'm probably wrong. It's probably more than that, but let's just say 20. That's still a lot. It combines a lot of biomes that are already in the game and makes ones out of them, like combination ones. And you just never know what you're gonna find in this mod. I mean, these mountains over here are just all around are just epic and like I don't know. If I were to, I don't want to start a survival world on here. I don't even know why. I was just in the mood to play with the generation earlier today on this mod, but anyways, yeah. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Thanks for coming back to another video. What inspired this topic today is actually this mod in this generation. It just looking at this reminded me of like a good like movie or TV show or a game where the world is huge and you have a hero in it, obviously, like most movies do that, you know, revolve around that kind of stuff. But it reminded me of something I heard before called the hero's journey, and something that you can apply to your own life, which is an interesting way, an interesting phrase. I think that in life we all have a vision of what we want it to be or where things we want to accomplish, so on and so forth. But getting there sometimes can seem impossible, overwhelming, difficult, 1,000 different words to describe it. But I think that not going after this call to action is just something that causes a lot of anxiety, depression, mental illness. I know in my life that when I wasn't trying my best or doing stuff I was supposed to be doing, or, you know, messing around, or, you know, not achieving the things I wanted to, it just, not because I didn't want those things, it was more along the lines of like the comfort aspect, like not putting myself in those difficult situations to achieve the stuff I wanted to. But this fall was kind of crazy. I don't know if it's clouds or I don't know. But anyways, putting myself in the difficult situations, and it was so weird because once I like put myself in sucky situations where, like, whether it be like studying or lifting or working out or stuff that like is not fun in the moment, like after I would do it, I would feel like 10 times better. If not because of like the relief aspect, just knowing that I did what I was called to do, or called, you know, intended to do. I think we all have a vision in our mind, whether it's put in your mind or just whatever you imagine growing up, or what you have right now. Something new could have popped in. And I think an issue a lot of people struggle with is, you know, they go, and I've seen this with multiple people in my lives. Yeah, it almost happened to me, where I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and I started doing it, and I realized, wow, this is too hard. And my mind tricked me into thinking that, you know, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe it's not for me. And I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up. It's not for me cope out, or, you know, excuse to quit doing what you're doing, which is sad. I think that I was just trying to regain my thoughts there, but I think you hear it time and time again. You hear someone go to do anything. Let's say they go to school for something, a major that's difficult, and they start it, and a year goes by, and they're still in school or doing something. You say, oh, he's still doing, you know, X, Y, Z. And they say, oh, no, it just wasn't for me. I think, and that may be the case. It may be they were doing fine. It's just they didn't like it. But I think that when people say that, 90% of the time it was too hard. And, some people, they just don't have the God-given gift to study or do whatever, achieve what they wanted to achieve. Um, but I think a lot of us, it's just an effort aspect. I don't think it was just too hard. They just didn't like the situations it put them in to where they actually had to try hard. And I mean, I've been in that situation before. But that's kind of a reason why I'm making this videos, because like I overcame it and was able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. And I think that's just a good message to hear, is that I would really, really encourage you not to say, it wasn't for me or this or that. Like, really, really put yourself in those situations, because at the end of the day, once you're done, it really does make you feel like a hero. You don't got to be hurt anyone else but yourself for the beginning parts. But um, I think it's, cliche to say, but you're the hero of your own book. And I think a lot of people forget that common saying or common fact, that um, it really does help if you really just imagine it that way. Like how I mentioned at the beginning, we're all called to do a certain thing, and we're all on a journey, an individual journey, the hero's journey. And I think we all have this in our lives. It's whether you do it or you don't. And unfortunately, a lot of people end up not doing it just for the fear fact that it was too hard. That kind of relates back to what I was saying before. They say, oh, it wasn't for me, and then their lives end up being, whatever. And I get it, stuff can come up that can take you off a path that's not in your control, but there's always a route you can go that can make any situation worthwhile, just whether you want to do it or not. I think is the key there. But I don't know. So that's just what's on my mind. Kind of this terrain is how massive it is, and it's kind of overwhelming a little bit. I think that's why I never really made a survival world on these kind of mods, just because it is overwhelming. Like what are you gonna do with this? Like, where would you even I know there's a million places you could build, but like picking out the spots, it's like there's so many cool areas. It's just overwhelming. It just leads you not to do anything. But there's tons of different. I don't even know what this is called, this biome. There's just so many to explore, so many to look out for. I really like these trees, these like jungly trees here. These are really neat. Like these little little lake things here, ponds, whatever they are. These rivers. I like the color of the water as well. I know just like the warm water, but it does look good in these kind of areas. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but I've been having this issue with my shaders where it shows the old clouds as well as the new ones. But I don't know. And I'll link all the stuff in the description, like I usually do. All the mods and resource packs and everything I use in these videos. Don't worry if you wanted to know as well. It's actually a pretty good combination of mods and resource packs as well, and shaders, obviously. But yeah, the hero's journey. I don't know if anyone, leave a comment if you heard of that saying before. I feel like it's not a common saying, but I've heard it enough now to where I could speak on it, even though it's really not that complex of a thing to talk about. It's just kind of a cool saying if you're into that kind of stuff. Whenever I think of the hero's journey, I always think of like medieval, like Skyrim, like that kind of stuff, like fantasy RPG, kind of the hero journey. I don't know. That's the first thing that comes in my mind whenever I think of that. And the cool thing about the hero's journey is, in my opinion, is there's always going to be another. Maybe this is a different title for another video, but it's another phrase, slaying the dragon. I think that maybe that's why I imagine it like medieval, like RPG-ish, but whenever you overcome an obstacle or a checkpoint or something in your life where it's a something difficult you overcame, but you did it. It's kind of like slaying that dragon, slaying that beast, which isn't a cool thing to think about. I kind of apply this, not all the time because it's kind of corny, but it's just something cool to think about. If something really, really substantial happens and you do it, it's like, you just slayed that dragon, slayed that. It could be anything, anything in your life. But I think my favorite part about the shaders is that's a creepy noise. I don't know if it was just wind or what, but my favorite part about these shaders is the sky when you enable the aurora and the aurora borealis, and those things. Usually they're just in like snowy biomes when it's night, but you can enable it so it just shows wherever you're at on the map, which I do just because it does look so cool, which I like. We'll explore a little bit over here before we end the video, just because I'm so intrigued by this generation at the moment. Figured you guys might want to, if you've made it this far, you probably want to see some more. But real easy mod to install. Just put it in the mods folder with fabric and all that. That village looks so cool in the distance. I love that. That's sweet. I like how there's this temple out here in the middle of nowhere. It's so cool. With the torches glowing like that in the distance. What is this? I think this mod adds like custom buildings and stuff you can find as well. Oh, it's like a custom pillager outpost, I think. This is cool. I like how it's like right outside the village. Neat. And there's something else over there as well. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. I'm gonna fly up a little bit just to get in there and see what's going on. That's sweet. I like that. I think torches with this resource pack look so good too. Like I mentioned back there, just how like the glow in the distance of like buildings and houses and stuff, I think is pretty cool with this resource pack. But anyways, I'm gonna leave the video at that. Made this far, appreciate it. We got a Discord you can join. We also have a Minecraft server you can play, but you have to fill out an application on the Discord. So join Discord first, fill that out if you want to play with us. We have a really cool community, a lot of good people. So I'm going to leave it at that. God bless you all and have a great day.